Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, hey, hey. It's Kat, the course builder here. And you probably have heard already that the new incoming administration is going to make good on its agenda, let's just say, to get rid of the Department of Education. Okay. So, as course creators, as business owners, as coaches, I wanted to come in and talk to you all about really what that means for you, what that is going to mean for 2025 in terms of demand for courses, programs, trainings, and all the like. Okay. So, if you all have been kind of paying attention to what the news sources are saying, what social media is saying, which is all a buzz about what happens to our kids, what happens to our children, what happens to what they are going to be learning. And I don't like it, right? A lot of people are saying, hey, I don't want my kids a part of that scenario. I don't want my kids being exposed to some agenda that is going to that doesn't fit with my values. Okay. And so what is being predicted is a mass exodus. Okay, for those that can afford to take their kids out. Okay. And those who have those choices to take their kids out of public schools because of, what they're saying is going to happen in public schools, which is just mind blowing. It's just hard to even wrap your mind around, kids having to, ascribe to someone else's idea of religion, for there not to be any more education in terms of Black history, Hispanic history, indigenous people's history. It's just all just, it feels surreal, actually, right? And as parents, as educators, as schools, administrators start to try to make sense of what is getting ready to transpire. There's one through line, right? There's one thing that most people agree on. Okay, and that is that new schools, home schools, micro schools, private schools, charter schools are going to be front and center. They're going to be front and center, just because a lot of people are not going to want to have their kids in the public school system. Okay. And so what does that mean? That we don't all 100% know what it means. Okay. Because quite frankly, we've just never been here before. We have never been in this scenario. And if you see me looking down, it's just because I'm just trying to make sure that we're live in all the places and all the things. I'm pretty sure that we are, but I just want to make sure that we are. Okay. And so, it's a very, very scary, disconcerting time right now. So let's talk about how you, as an expert, someone who has expertise to share to homeschools, charter schools, private schools, even continuing education programs, schools, universities. Let's talk about how you contribute to helping parents, schools, homeschools, all those places to shore up their curriculum, their educational resources, because there's going to be a need for it. you know, it really is an open question as to what is going to happen to even current curriculum. Even though a lot of us, as someone who has a child in the public school system, I never was all that, you know, hot on the current curriculum, to be honest with you. But I know for a fact that, hey, you guys, good morning. I know for a fact that I don't want certain people educating my child. Okay. I can tell you that straight up. And I'm not alone, right? So parents and educators, homeschools, charter schools, micro schools, private schools, continuing education programs, nonprofits, they are going to be looking for alternative courses, alternative classes, alternative trainings if they cannot and do not want to depend on the new curriculum from said, you know, new Department of Education, whatever that's going to look like. So there is already, okay, there is already a push, a desire, a search for parents, homeschools, and the like to say, where can I get new classes, new curriculum, new courses, new information for my child that actually fits in line with my values and what I want them to learn from an enrichment standpoint. And they don't know where to look. They don't know what's out there. They don't know because we've never been here. This is uncharted territory. What does that mean for you? That means get your courses together. That means stop playing around with it. Okay? That means get it ready. That means, you know, it's time to go ahead and get your course in a position to be accepted by schools, by companies, by government agencies. Your course has to fit with what they're looking for. Now, here's the thing that you need to know. Your consumer level course is not, I repeat, not appropriate for schools, for companies, for nonprofits in the form that it is right now. Okay. They cannot send their people to your Teachable site. They cannot send their people to your Thinkific site. They cannot send their kids to your Kajabi site. They cannot send their employees, their vendors, their staff, their teams to your school site. Okay. Those are consumer sites, not appropriate for companies, for government agencies, or for schools. Okay. Why? Because they're not considered secure, nor do they meet the standard that these organizations are looking for. They don't meet the compliances that these organizations are required to have. So there are two sides of the table. Well, that's four, but when it comes to selling and offering your courses. And that's what we're going to be talking about on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have not signed up for my class, I'm hosting a free class. I want as many of you all to know what's going on as possible. So if you have not signed up, let me go ahead and drop the link down below. It's free, and I am going to be telling you exactly what you need in order to repurpose your current course, okay, into one that can be accepted by schools, companies, government agencies. Okay, you cannot offer them your consumer grade course. okay, and think that they're going to send their people to it. They are not. Just think about it. If you all are working on a job and they are giving you all training, if they're giving you all some kind of course to take, cybersecurity or empathy or whatever it is, they do not send you outside of their company. They don't. There's a reason for that. So now that you are going to be offering your courses to not only consumers, but companies, schools, government agencies, we have to transform and repurpose that course for that particular purpose. I'm teaching you how to do that. I'm going through the checklist. I'm telling you exactly what you need to do. And for those of you all who may be new to me, I am Kat the Course Builder, and I myself have been an instructional designer for over 20 plus years. And KTCB is a instructional design agency, and this is what we do. We have built courses for some of the most recognizable brands in the world. Okay, Walmart, Uber Eats, Verizon Wireless, Ocean Spray, the federal government, countless schools, on and on and on. And so we know the difference between the two. So I don't want you to think you're ready just because you have a course, getting dusty over in Teachable. It's not. It's not the same. It's not the same. Okay. You have to meet compliances. So the link I just put in the comment section. Okay. There will not be a replay. I'm doing this because I want to help you guys, and I want to help society at large. Okay. Because there is going to be, and already is, a groundswell of conversation around this idea of what happens when the Department of Education is dismantled, gutted, and repurposed for other people's agenda. Okay. And there are millions of parents who are going to say, no way, Jose, no way is my kid going to be a part of some so-called educational system that, is just not, okay, what we want it to be. So what do we do? Where do we turn? Where do we go? There are going to be some resources out there. There are resources out there now. However, if you want to offer your courses to homeschools, okay, that is a huge market. Even right now, it's a huge market, but it's going to be an even bigger market in the coming months as people pull their kids out of public school. Okay. Micro schools, that's another thing. Okay. Micro schools, which you may not have heard of. Yeah, actually, it's not a new thing. Micro schools have been around for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, my mother ran a micro school. They just didn't call it that. I was homeschooled, but my mother homeschooled a small group of children herself. Okay. Not very many, but for us, it was a lot, up to 10 at a time. She was homeschooling them, and that might be called a micro school at this time. Okay. And micro schools are in buildings now. But there aren't that many children, but you're going to see more of those crop up. You're going to see more homeschools. You're going to see more charter schools. You're going to see more private schools. You're going to see a whole lot more of that. And as that comes to pass, you're going to see a demand for more courses, more enrichment courses, because their kids are no longer necessarily going to be getting those through the public school system. Okay. Through the public school system. Okay. I know for a fact I am not going to have my kid in some, I live in a red state, and, there was already, it was already sketchy. It's already sketchy in my book. Okay. And I'm not going to have, listen, we can get into that, but I'm just telling you, I know that I'm not alone when I say not my kid. Okay. Not my kid. Not my kid. Okay. So as people say, not my kid, there's going to be a need for your courses. There already is. So if you have been thinking about selling your courses to schools, selling your courses to companies, selling your courses to government agencies, you have to get it right. You have to, the standard is different. The standard is different. Okay. I want you all to hear me. The compliances are different. There are required compliances that you need to be aware of. There is a required standard that you need to be aware of. Now, the great thing about it is that schools tend to buy in bulk. Schools and companies and government agencies, they tend to buy licenses. Okay, they buy per usage, or they buy per person, and they buy for long periods of time. Like to what's typical is annual contracts, annual licenses. That's typically what they do. So you can get your money in bulk up front, okay, from companies, from government agencies, and from schools that will license your course. Okay, that's great. But the problem is that most people don't have a course that is ready to be licensed. Most people don't have a course that's ready to be sold to a school or a company or a government agency. They just don't, because they don't have the required, they don't meet the required standards or compliances. Now, is it hard to do? Nah, not really, if you know what to do. Okay, so that's why I want you to come on Thursday. Okay, come on Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm going to give you the checklist. I'm going to show you what you need to have for to sell your courses in the B2B side. Okay. If you have been thinking about bulk sales, if you have been thinking about licensing, if you have been thinking about, I want to sell my course to schools, to companies, to government agencies, you need to be in the place on Thursday. Okay. All right, you guys, we are in some very, very different times, as we know. Okay, but let's get ready. All right, the world is going to need you. The country is going to need you. We need you now. We need what you have to offer. Schools, I mean, company, I mean, across the board. This is going to this is going to be challenging, to say the least. But we are here to meet that challenge. We are here to meet that challenge. We don't shirk away. We figure out solutions. That is what we do. And part of that solution is for you all to have a product that can fill in the gap. Okay, so you all see the banner down below. Okay, Thursday, 6 p.m. Go ahead, register today. We'll probably cut it off. I don't know, maybe later on today, depends on how many people sign up. All right, but this is what we're doing on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be answering your questions. I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I'm going to be showing you all what you need to do to have your courses ready for schools, companies, and government agencies. Okay. All right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Do your best. Okay. Put a smile on your face and get ready to use your brilliance to help all of us. Okay. All right, you guys. Until then, stay on course and see you Thursday.